Louisville, Kentucky game over the last decade under John Calipari. The same game. I mean, Carter Knox, it's like, hey, I know you really like Owe. I know, man. Yeah, I love him. I actually love him. I think he's a tough player. He's a good player. But, or Jackson Robinson, man, he's a tough player. But when he's on a 5-star tip, Carter Knox is going to go up and punch the basketball. He's going to go somewhere that guy can't. And that's what I've watched my poor babies from Louisville have to deal with for the. I'm like, my babies can't go that high. I don't. They may be good. Hey, Kentucky may have more tournament success than Calipari.
It's like it doesn't even matter how good of a person they are.
And this Kentucky team, for all outside of like Brandon Garrison, they all seem like they're not really all that hateable. Like he has a fan. And I mean, he's probably a good dude. I just mean, from the game or whatever. But it doesn't matter because they can't jump as high as Carter Knox. They can't jump as high as Billy Richmond. I'm sorry, they can't. So it doesn't matter. You just got to take it, and you got to like it.
Oh, listen, myself and Jalen, we just giggled and giggled and giggled, Steve. And when they had the little dust up on the sideline, we just giggled. And then when Cal won and then he went to the tunnel, we just giggled and giggled and giggled.
I mean, when he jogged look, he was feeling it, bro.
Did anybody have a better weekend than John Calipari?
Good night.
I think just the entertainment factor of that one was just like that. Kudos to that man.
Yeah, he gave the same press conference that he gave against Louisville. It doesn't matter, and then he's kind of like chirping at his own players and Billy, don't do that. Like that's the same thing.
And then gave that little look, that little smirk.
Yeah, that's the same thing we've dealt with, man. Welcome to our hell, because you guys are in it now.
And that was just day one.
And that was the first game.
Oh.
The only thing that would have made the day perfect is obviously if Louisville would have went down to Atlanta and got a dub.
Okay. Open phone lines, Nikki. 8150-939 is the number. The 3831-939 is normally the text line. However, it's better if you probably hit us up on the YouTube channel or Twitter. I'm sure you follow Steve and myself on Twitter, so you know how to get the questions in. Okay, Steve. Georgia Tech, you said you got to watch the first half live.
Yep. And then the second half, I watched later that night. Yep.
Okay, let me do this.
However, I was pretty much live. Like I watched the game on Twitter. Like,
okay,
it was one of those. I'm just refresh.
Yep.
Yep. So.
Okay. You can call me a liar, and that'll be perfectly fine. I'll tell you I'm not lying, and you'll say, yeah, Marcus, you're just saying that in hindsight. And I'll say, no, this is how it works. Okay, so Steve, just to kind of refresh your memory on this one. You're in the beginning of the game. You watch Terrence Edwards having a hot start. You watch Chucky Hepburn having a pretty hot start.
Yep.
You're kind of monitoring the way the referees are calling, but you are giving Georgia Tech the early game props. You notice right away Georgia Tech looks like they're like one of those teams that if you let us stay in it, we'll stay in it. You put us away, we'll kind of go away, but we're working on our thing, so we're going to kind of keep playing hard to work on our game, but not eyeballing the score. So you early on, you're kind of, you see the effort on Georgia Tech, and you say, this is probably a better team than their record says when you're watching it early. And then you're watching them hit a lot of shots, and you're watching us just hit everything. And early on, we're kind of going one-on-one. So it doesn't look like rhythm, it doesn't look like our offensive passing rhythm normally, but we're just hitting shots, and you're still like, yeah, we're just good, you know. But
Mhm.
when I think it was Chucky, when Chucky hit that deep three and Rain end up hitting that three, I was kind of like, when these start missing, this might get ugly. We do not look like we're in great rhythm. I mean, the shots are going in, but you know, when
Kind of,
you come
kind of,
down, one pick and roll, one pass, and the shot goes in.
kind of felt like Duke a little bit,
Yes,
you
yes,
know, because we weren't in rhythm. We were just smoking hot.
yes. We're just
Yeah.
hitting everything, and again, when it's no good shot. There's a couple of those, and you know, like I'm watching Terrence Edwards Jr. and I'm just like, okay, you know, he's going for it. You know, he's from Georgia. You know, you kind of watching it, and again, I'm enjoying it, but just that little voice in the back of my mind is like, this is not rhythm. This is not really rhythmic.
Mm.
Doesn't look like,
Mhm.
listen, and I hate it. So this is adult OG Maven talking. Like I hate it when coaches would just say, pass the ball from left to right just to establish the rhythm, and everybody needs to touch it, and that's a real thing. But it's
Yeah.
hard to get young guys to understand. Hey, it's like when Rick Pitino would do the weave.
Oh
It
my God.
it was so stupid until you were smart enough to realize everybody touching the ball on this possession will,
Just get it in their hands, man.
yeah, just get the
Yep.
basketball in their hands. It's just like it establishes some kind of no matter, like, again, I'm saying stupid like when you're being a
You're
critical
right.
fan. You know, it's like that just looks stupid. Like especially when they're just jogging through it, when they're just going through the motion of a three-man weave at the half court.
Uh huh.
Like it's just basketball, you know, and you see it, and then you're like, no, you know, years later, you're like, no, if everybody touches the ball on the possession, you'd just be amazed at how, just how the ball moves and how it's kind of hot potato-y. I just didn't feel like we had that same super hot potato paint touch kick, you know, all that. And again, you can't blame them because their shots are going in. So
Right.
how do I get y'all to the sideline and say, hey guys, I know we're 11 for 13, but hey, just make a couple extra passes. It's like you sound like an idiot. You,
Yeah.
does it make sense? Yeah, yeah. So
No. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
yeah, so I was worried about the rhythm because we started so hot.
But now let me flip it around.
Mhm.
I will say one thing that was giving me, as I'm watching it, there was the first half, I was saying, yeah, the only difference for me was Georgia Tech, Louisville was hitting shots, Georgia Tech was hitting shots. Georgia Tech was hitting shots in the last 3 or 4 seconds of the shot clock. And I
Mm,
thought, okay, that's not going to keep up. And it didn't. However, we had 21 points with 12 minutes left. I looked down with 2 minutes left, and we're somewhere around 30.
mm-hmm.
And it's like 31 maybe. And it's like we took them on a 6.5 minute scoring drought and scored 2 points.
Mm,
And it was like, okay. And so it kind of goes back to what you're saying,
mm,
because I was looking only defensively. And I was saying, we're fine. Because they're not going to keep, like, we're D'ing them up and they're hitting shots at the end of the shot clock. Like, that's not going to keep going because we're so consistent defensively.
right.
I say that to say, I think you're spot on. I, we lost this game because something was not sharp offensively. Now, some of that I can give credit to Georgia Tech. Like, they're, me and you both said it last week, man. So look, that we keep grouping these three games together.
Mm-hmm.
That game's trickier than the other two. They're healthy now. You're down in Atlanta. I thought you had a great point on your pregame about the crowd
Let,
and
let, let me
the
let me
Louisville
let, let,
crowd.
let me refresh that really quick just in case people
Yeah,
didn't catch
please.
it. So people, I was just the nerdy psychological element that had me afraid was that I tell the story to Steve. I know he's sick of hearing it. I said, "There's never been a more. It's just a top 5 angry feelings in sports, in college sports, than have another team's fan base come take over your gym, right? Especially when you don't have good crowds, because that's all. Okay, if you had good crowds and they just bought a whole bunch of tickets and outbid for the tickets, you can almost eat that one. But there's a vibe sometimes when you're not really playing that good and there's not really a lot of energy in your crowd, and you're not supposed to have a loud crowd in here. Then all of a sudden you get this wave of Louisville fans, like they're just gonna come down here and just party bus it. Like when I saw North Carolina
Jack.
when I saw North Carolina come into Freedom Hall with those fresh, icy white and baby blue hooded warm up jackets, and I saw all those Carolina fans that had got there early and was down there getting autographs, and I saw all that blue. I'm like, who do they think they are? And I remember I got so angry, and the teammates, everybody was so angry. It's like, y'all don't have a chance tonight. Y'all don't have a chance.
Yeah.
That'll be the best Georgia Tech environment they'll play for the rest of the year. I'm not doing the we're everybody's championship thing, but you saw the energy in that Georgia Tech. If you go back and watch those other Georgia Tech games, it was not energetic like that. Not even close.
I mean, the guy calling the game kept saying, he kept saying, like, he said, if I shut my eyes, I would think we're at a Louisville game. Like the crowd is that loud, and look, Georgia Tech fans, players are one thing. So when I say Georgia Tech, I'm talking everybody not on the court.
Right.
They didn't expect to win that game. So Louisville brought more energy. The crowd, in the stands, because Louisville fans expected, and they should have expected to win that game. You're favored. We're a better team than Georgia Tech.
I was shocked that we were only favored by 6.5 at first. It moved to 8.5.
That's always,
and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
Once you get that big move, you're like,
yeah, that's always one where you're like, yeah, that's odd, but yeah, I mean, so
yeah, we're on a 10-game winning streak and they're 14th in the ACC or something. Just not right.
Yeah, I mean, look, they had 9 wins.
Check the phone.
So
okay, okay, sorry about that. Who do we have, Nikki? You can say it in my ear.
Jack.
Jack, thanks for joining us on 93.9. Fire away, Jack.
Hey, fellas, how you doing this morning?
Good.
Real well.
Marcus, you just gave the best description over the radio of what happened in that game that I have ever heard, and I want to thank you because you nailed it.
Thank you.
We came out. We was hitting individually. We was playing some of the best basketball you could see, but we never got connected. We never got connected as a team. And they went in at halftime. They made a few adjustments. They came out a little bit tougher, and it just got us out of it totally.
Yeah.
Not disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I love these guys. If they don't win another one, I love them. They're going to be okay. Coach Kelsey will get them back.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I was talking to our boy Doug Budd.
Okay.
He texted me during the game. I didn't even watch the game. I was into a big conversation with a friend, and I got home. I had it taped. He texted me, said, "All these guys are trying to bully us." I said, "Oh, well, let me see what this game's about." I didn't know. I did it old school. I didn't know what the score was. So I watched the game. I saw us come out, and I'm thinking, oh, wow. Wow, we're shooting. We're hitting. We're playing defense. We're doing pretty good. And you could hear the Louisville crowd. I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be great. And then about, like you said, about halfway through that first half, I got to thinking, something's a little bit different today. and I don't like it.
Hey.
Listen, I
Jack,
appreciate the call, Jack.
Appreciate it, bud.
Um,
And to Jack's point about not being connected, the one guy that desperately needs the team for his point total is James Scott.
Yep.
And when you look at his point total, did you see what he had?
No.
Okay, let me tell you. James Scott had 2 points on 2 field goal attempts. 2. That means he got, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, so he was 1 of 2. So that's a great point on the team not connected like, oh, there's team dissension. No,
Right.
There's nothing like that because we're actually about to go to break and we're going to take Pat Kelsey, Coach Kelsey, and I think he'll talk about that.
Oh, okay, Coach. I said Coach. Yeah, you are Coach. Steve, we'll take a quick commercial break, get a reset on the other end. We'll hear from
about time.
We'll hear from Coach Kelsey. 93.9 The Ville.
Do your old floors need help? Hi, I'm Doug Corfage. Corfage Floor Covering keeps a variety of products in stock and can install your flooring quicker than ever. We'll bring samples to you and suggest the best solution for your lifestyle and budget. Call me on my cell phone, 643-6111. I don't want you to be okay with your floor. I want you to love it.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. Kevin Hart here for DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hosting the Lombardi Trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEVILLE. That's code THEVILLE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5.
Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus, Kentucky only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/.
All right, coming back. Kelsey's up.
Cool.
Go.
Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Mark Smaven. I believe we got Pat Kelsey on his weekly radio
like
call.
20 minutes. We had foul trouble with Javon throughout the game. He had darn near a double-double, 10 points, 8 rebounds, played very hard, gave us good minutes. Like everybody, had some missed assignments in the second half defensively, but he wasn't the only one. But overall, I thought he gave us a good performance.
Thanks. Matt McGavage, go ahead.
Hey, Pat, you said in the post game that the first thing you're going to do when you got on the bus was open up the laptop and see what kind of went wrong and start diving into the film. Other than the fact that you said that they screened and switched a lot more than you expected, was there anything that you picked up in that initial film review session that you maybe didn't pick up in real time?
Obviously what jumped off the page to me was, the turnovers and obviously us knocking down free throws to our normal rate. That was obvious. And, I thought that was a big culprit in the game, but you got to give them credit for that. I thought, they played a much cleaner game, had over a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio, very close to that. And in the second half, especially, we turned the ball over way too much. First half, we were pretty good. We were 1.5 to 1. But for the game ended up negative. And, you just can't do that on the road. They shot too high of a percentage from the field. And we didn't get stopped. So when we needed to, and then we had some untimely turnovers, but you credit them for that.
Corey Bosmer.
Good morning, Coach.
Morning.
Boston College had a tough come-from-behind victory this past weekend. What challenges do you see their arena and fans and their team presenting to you, your staff and players?
Yeah, I mean they're playing very well. They took Carolina to overtime, won a big game the other day. Just gutted out a really gutsy win. And, that's the way that Coach Grant's teams play all the time. This one is no different. They're extremely tough, competitive, big, strong, physical, and a very dangerous team.
All right, I got a quick follow-up, Coach. Friday at the presser, I asked you about how important it is to handle success. I want to ask you the flip side of that. How important is it being able to handle adversity?
Important. That's what I've talked about all year long. The season is a lifetime, as you guys have heard me say many times. Every single team deals with stuff, and that stuff can be good. That stuff can be bad. That can be adversity with injuries. That could be a punch in the mouth with a tough loss. It could be an exhilarating win at the buzzer, which we've had. It could be a stretch of a bunch of games in a row where the scoreboard was on our right side by the end of it. And I think all teams go through those things. And the most important thing is that we stay extremely consistent, which, is, I think, a hallmark of this team. And I've told all of you that have asked me before about this team, and that they're extremely steady. Through the ups and downs, they've just been very process oriented. And Georgia Tech got the better of us the other day. They were the better team on that day from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock on Saturday, February 2nd, whatever it was. But how we respond today at practice. I know we had a great weight room session this morning, individual workout session. We'll have film, then practice. And my bet, because I know these guys really well, is, they'll have excellence in our process today. And we need to, because Boston College is playing very well coached, very talented. So we got to have a couple great days of preparation, go into a tough place to play, and figure out a way to get a road win.
Thank you, Coach.
Go next to Brooks Holton.
Hey, Pat. Rain was held to a season low 6 shot attempts on Saturday. I'm just wondering, was there anything that stood out when you watched the way Georgia Tech defended him, that they were able to, keep his shots down like that?
Yeah, he's a pretty highlighted part of our opponent's scouting reports, obviously, and Rain has had some terrific games throughout the course of the whole year, especially here recently. And like any good team, they're going to prep to take away strengths and take away things. And I thought they did a really good job of defending him.
Back to Matt McGavich.
Pat, obviously the Georgia Tech game was on the road, but there was a massive contingent of Louisville fans that made the trip down there. What was your reaction upon seeing the literal busloads of Cards fans down there? And have you ever seen a road takeover quite like that in your coaching career?
Probably not. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that, but our fan base never ceases to amaze me with their passion, for our program. In every sport, there's teams that travel. I hate when I always talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers because I give Coach Tomlin a ton of credit because I'm a big fan of his. But the Steelers, when they go into road venues, you see those darn yellow towels being waved everywhere. I'm a big baseball fan, Cincinnati Reds fan, and the Cubs travel so well. It feels like a home game sometime at Great American Ballpark. And I think most people around college basketball would say Louisville has that type of passion, that type of fan base. So we really appreciate the effort that they all made from coming down from Louisville and cheered their butts off. And we hate that we let them down, but doesn't surprise me.
Rick Bozich, go ahead.
Yeah, Pat, you followed Coach Grant to Charleston. I wondered if you had any connection to him and thoughts on what kind of distinguishes his style of play and his approach to coaching.
Yeah, Coach Grant and I don't know each other all too well. We definitely are acquaintances, especially because of our connection to College of Charleston and the city of Charleston. I mean, that's where he grew up and he was born and raised. And the big thing I can tell you from being down in Charleston for 3 years and following in Coach Grant's footsteps is what a class act he is and how respected he is in that town. Everybody that you talk to just sings his praises in terms of his character. So I know he's a phenomenal person, and obviously his body of work in coaching speaks to itself. His teams are always extremely disciplined. They are always tough and really physical and really buttoned up defensively. And then, they really attack you on the offensive end as well. So he's got a great pedigree in coaching. He's coached under some great coaches, and his climb to where he is right now is been fun to watch. He was no fun to follow down at Charleston just because of the success that he had. But I know we're in for a dogfight.
Any further questions for Pat? Seeing none. Coach, thank you. Appreciate it. See you next week.
All right. Thank you.
You're back.
All right. Sorry about that. Welcome back. Sorry about that. I had it on mute.
No, you're good.
I tell you what, let me take a second really quick to remind everybody that temperature control is and always will be one of the most valuable resources one could have. If you agree with that sentiment, then DFH Company is most certainly the company for you. Simply dial 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Make sure you look into the Mitsubishi Mini Split like the one we use here at the 93.9 Studios for that hard to heat, hard to cool room in your home. Again, 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Takeaway, Steve.
I mean, he sounds about like the rest of us. I think he expects, he even said as much after the game on Saturday that, he expects this team to bounce back pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how the rest of us feel. I think that's why you're not seeing a total outrage or freak out. I mean, I think we all knew another loss or so was coming.
If there were outrage, where would it come from? And this is us just picking.
I mean, probably just. I think it would be more. I mean, if you're looking at just for anything, not just on the court. I mean, I think it's the fact that it's a quad 3. I mean, it's not a great loss.
Right.
I mean, it's your first one on your resume. Like Louisville can no longer say, "Well, we got no bad losses."
Right.
Because now we do. So
and you know what I was gonna say? All right, now, don't start that free throw.
Well, yeah. Now that was annoying. I mean, at one point,
that was annoying, Steve.
Missing 5 straight. At one point, it was like, come on, man.
Listen, Steve, I was telling my daughter-in-law a story about how my dad, he didn't really, like I said, we played some one-on-one, but he never coached me. He never had any, advice or anything really, right? But, and the funny thing was, you remember I told you, well, I don't know if I told you, but I threw away a baked potato that I made because I had reheated it twice. And my dad goes on his little night run, and then he's in the kitchen rummaging around, and he's like, hey, boy, what that baked potato that was sitting in here? And I'm like, Dad, I done reheated that thing twice already.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you didn't want it. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Steve, only 2 times have I ever heard, like in 2 situations I hear this in my life. Oh, no, baby. Oh, baby, we don't do that. We don't do that. He hit me over that baked potato. He was pissed.
Yeah.
Like, he was pissed. Like, it made me feel like an adolescent, right?
Yeah.
The only other time was when I missed free throws. When I was a kid, he would just, for some reason, he just had can you imagine just your dad not saying anything? You 12 years old and you got 38 points and you miss a free throw and he's like, oh, no, baby. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. Listen, that's how I felt with the free throws, because I'm like, once, like, I had a little bit of angst. Okay, a little bit on the angst on the inside, but I'm like, okay, these guys will be fine. That's why I don't even want to talk about it. But when they missed them free throws, I was like, hey guys, like, I'm not gonna play this game with y'all. Y'all can't have these 11 for 12s and 12 for 13s and all these good shooting nights and then miss these free throws.
Right. No, listen, I don't, which, by the way, you were 77, 65, 75, 77. That's okay. For an average of 74% on your career.
Listen, once I start dunking, you think I cared about free throws anymore?
Listen, that means, look, I'm looking now, that means, my God, man, you shot 516 in college.
How many points did I leave?
Oh, my God, man.
How many points did I leave on the board, Steve?
Listen, you shot 516. Oh, you left 134 points on the board.
That would have put me at least in the top 10, right?
Yeah. 382. No, that's pretty good, actually. But no, it's you're not wrong. I mean, especially, and then there's always the, hey, I watched you guys on one stretch miss 5 straight free throws. You lose the game, by 7 points, and you're like, how close, just if I'm not even talking the whole game, how much different is it down the stretch if you hit those, like, and it's just, it's little things like that you need to clean up. But I still don't know that there was anything Saturday that I was said, because this was the question I was going to ask you, and maybe we can do this after the break too, but did I see anything that concerned me long-term, or was this game or long-term? And I'm not sure there was anything that I said, okay, that's a long-term issue for us.
Oh, okay. I want to. We'll push that back, but I want to give the macro response. I saw for the first time in a long time them just kind of feed the other wolf a little bit. I saw human nature creep in. The reason I personally just love this team on the nerdy side is because I know how much it sucks to know you're not getting the ball this play. To be away, the furthest man away from the ball, and that extra step to get to the middle of the paint to make the guy pick up the ball. The third, that last step, that extra step is the step that sucks on the court. And I've been watching them make that extra step, in the suicides. Make sure, like, when you watch a team and everybody goes past the line, like not just touch the line, they put their whole foot past the line to make sure it will never be me to miss the line on a suicide. You know what I'm saying? On a suicide run. You go in a gym and you see everybody going past the line. That's just a little basic thing. If you see that, you can say, "Oh, well, this coach got their attention." You know what I'm saying? You can know that it's unacceptable because they're going past the line of touch. That's what I saw with the extra steps on defense, and I didn't see that extra one on a couple of occasions. But here's the problem: you're so comfortable with them because they've been so consistent in giving that extra step that you kind of like, oh, okay, I get it. Like I said, just a little bit of human nature crept in, a little bit of kind of like any one of us can score on our man. So here, you take it, I'll take it. We don't have to use we don't have to use that extra step. And like I said, that to me, that was just a little bit of, just like I said, just human nature. The thing that impresses me the most is you never let that last step creep in. And like I said, we're talking about 86.5 to 86.9.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just not even enough difference to make me mad. And because they've been doing so good, that means it's been coached very well, and it's in them to make sure they take the extra step. Like I said, you get down there in Georgia, Georgia's not supposed to beat you, you're supposed to know, or you're not supposed to know Georgia's not supposed to beat you, if that makes sense. Like,
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
But let me sneak this in really quick, and just because it is something that we all thought it, you thought it listening to the show right now, wherever you're at, and this is what I'm hoping it is. While these guys come from winning programs, a lot of them still took a step up.
Mm.
Even if it's Colorado. Colorado's never the hunted team. You're the hunter team.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups was the last hunted.
Yeah, right. Seriously, even last year they were a good team.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually a top 25 team majority last year. They had a lottery pick, but they still, you never were like, oh, it's Colorado, light it up. But it was, BYU. I mean, Wisconsin probably the closest,
Mm-hmm.
right?
But he was like a orchestrator. He wasn't relied on to score.
No.
He wasn't cooking at Wisconsin.
No, absolutely not. So these guys, Louisville's not cute anymore to the country.
Mm-hmm.
The players, like, Louisville's a good team.
And you're on film. You're on film. You got 20 games, however many games you play. You got probably 20 plus games on film that aren't College of Charleston. Let's go back and check his tendencies from there. No, now you got 20 games here on film. What do you not like to do?
And kudos to Damon Stoudemire, because there are good coaches out there. I mean, I said it backwards last night when I was talking to you, but he was like, we usually corral screens. We usually do things like that. We switch everything.
Mm-hmm.
Change the game plan for Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
We teams are going to punch back.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we're all hoping, and I know we'll get into more of this in the second hour, we're coming up on that, but I think we're all hoping that this was just a punch back from the conference, and now let's respond back.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely think that'll be the case.
Yeah, punches and counters. That's what it's all about. Okay, go ahead and play us out, Nikki. Yeah, like I said, listen. The phone lines are still open. We're dumping. We're cleaning off our Georgia Tech play because, like I said, look. With all that being said, look, I can't believe you missed the opportunity, Steve, when Jack called and you didn't say. Even when he said, even if they lose every game, I expected to hear Steve go.
I was like, I don't know about that.
I expected to hear. I couldn't believe you didn't say something. All right, we're rolling along. 93.9 The Bill.
There's never been a better time to shop and save for your appliances, so come and visit us today at Chenoweth Appliances. Chenoweth Appliances carries GE refrigerators, GE washers, and GE dryers at the best prices in Kentuckiana. Take advantage of huge savings and rebates all month long. Don't pay more than you have to, so if you're building or remodeling or one of your appliances is seeing better days, come in and find what you need. Locally owned Chenoweth on Taylorsville Road in J-Town or ChenowethAppliances.com. If you can't get it anywhere else, get it at Chenoweth.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Think you know sports? Check out ProfitShares.com, where you can test your knowledge with free-to-play prediction contests and markets. That's right, free to play, with prizes available to those that know their stuff. And now you can team up with your fellow players to raise money for your selected charity and collegiate NIL fund. Each month, ProfitShares will make cash donations to the charity and NIL collective whose virtual teams perform the best. Ready to make a difference while having fun? Head to ProfitShares.com today. That's ProfitShares.com. Predictions that change the game.
Main Street is calling your name. Down One Bourbon Bar is ready to be your lunchtime or happy hour destination. Located right next to the KFC Yum Center and one of the hottest spots on the Urban Bourbon Trip, Down One is the perfect place to kick back before the big game or concert. We're here to prove that what tacos can't cure, whiskey will.
What's up, everybody? Chris Moneymaker here, 2003 World Series of Poker champion. And I just opened a brand new club in Louisville, Kentucky called Moneymaker Social. At Moneymaker Social, we have poker tournaments, poker cash games. We also have 20 TVs, so whatever game you want to watch, it's always going to be on. We have a full kitchen, and we have several other things to keep you busy, such as PlayStations, while you're waiting for your game. So come check us out on Signature Drive, just off Fern Valley Road on I-65. Look forward to seeing you there.
Looking to restore your smile with less pain, less cost, and less healing time? Dr. Reagan Ackerman of locally owned Freedom Mini Dental Implants brings 20 years of experience making smiles happen. Freedom Mini Dental Implants offers a fast, effective solution for dental implants without the long recovery or expensive surgeries. Freedom Mini Dental Implants uses small diameter implants to restore one tooth, multiple teeth, or bridges and implant-supported dentures. Financing options are available, so getting the care you deserve is easy. Visit freedomimplants.com and schedule consultation. Freedom Mini Dental Implants, get the freedom to smile.
Hey, Card fans, Attorney Sam Aguiar here, proud partner of U of L Athletics and ESPN Radio Louisville. Car wrecks can be a nightmare, and insurance companies are just going to make it worse. But when you're part of our team, we take care of those hassles so you can focus on getting better. We've helped thousands of Card fans get life-changing results on their claims, and it would be an honor to work for you too. So if you've been hurt in a car, give us a call at 502-888-8888 or check us out online at demandsam.com. And go Cards!
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472 or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Hey, it's Bob Valdano. Let me tell you about my fantastic experience with Ken J. Beener and Son HVAC, your trusted independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. Just recently, they installed the new HVAC unit in my home, and I couldn't be happier. From start to finish, their team's professional, knowledgeable, and made the whole process literally a breeze. Thanks to Ken J. Beener and Son, my home is comfortable year-round. For top quality HVAC service, I highly recommend them, so call Ken J. Beener and Son today. Feel the difference with American Standard.
Got scrap metal? Midwest Metals makes recycling easy. Step 1, bring your scrap metal to any Midwest Metals location. Step 2, we weigh your haul while you relax. Step 3, get paid. It's that simple. We accept copper, aluminum, brass, and lead at all our facilities, as well as steel at our Shelbyville and Lexington locations. For years, Midwest Metal has been serving our community and spreading the word about the importance of recycling. Visit us in Louisville, Shelbyville, or Lexington, or check out mwmcorp.com for more details. Midwest Metals, recycling made simple, cash made easy.
This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. Kevin Hart here for DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Lombardi Trophy, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THEVILLE. That's code THEVILLE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5.
Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 plus, Kentucky only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
The official broadcast partner of all U of L athletics, WLCL Sellersburg, is 93.9 The Ville. Powered by Sam Aguiar Injury Lawyers. Hurt in a car? Call Sam Aguiar.
to one of the newest members of the team. That would be one Kentuckiana Pump Sales for every home, building, business, or municipality that all rely on the movement these pumps provide. The moment you need a water or sewage pump, you should be thinking Kentuckiana Pump Sales. They're like our first responders or essential personnel. Over 36 years of experience. Best service, fairest possible price, and it's right over in Jeffersonville, Indiana. People, go see Harold or go see Mark, and they will find out exactly what you need. Utilities, sump, affluent, grinder, sewage, anything you need. 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, of course. Or you can give them a call, 812-725-9217, or simply visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Hey, Marcus, before we get back into this game on Saturday, speaking of Atlanta, the Grammys last night. I mean, listen, that was the death of Drake. That's the official where I'm like, okay, he officially is done.
He has to get into like another lane.
Yeah, you got to figure something else out. Like, and here's the thing: we always mess about Drake with Kentucky and stuff, but like, I like a lot of his songs, but it's like I can't listen to him anymore. I mean, Nick,
suing Steve. He's suing UMG for playing the music.
Oh my God! Listen, man. So, Nick, I don't know if you know what we're referencing, but
okay, I think I saw. Didn't the Kendrick song win Song of the Year, and like the whole audience was singing along to it, and it's a diss track.
So Kendrick Lamar is walking up to get his award, and it shows like Beyonce and
they're
Taylor
dancing
Swift,
to it.
And the whole crowd. It gets to the one part, the whole crowd's like, probably A minor. It's just like,
you don't get it, like A minor, singing in A minor and A minor. It's like they're singing the worst part of the song.
I mean, listen, he's walking up and it shows him, and it's talking about Drake going to Cell Block 1. And it's just like, oh my God, dude. Like, here's the thing. Somebody told me before, they were like, I won't use specifics, but they were like, Steve, you know, when people talk about these rap beefs and these that are like actually gang related, and they're like when some of these rappers or whatever that they, you know, like they actually are a part of a gang, let's say, or have rival gangs. And they're like, the reason that gets so violent is they was like, imagine being a part of this rival gang and you're just out somewhere and there's people at the club are singing this song about you're dead, about this guy killing your friend. And I mean, I'm getting like, I know, and this is serious. Like, I'm not trying to be, yeah. And I'm not trying to bring light to that. I mean, it's really serious stuff. It's like, you're like, somebody's got to die. Like, I'm sitting here at the club and they're talking about this. Like,
Drake is saying somebody got to go over this.
Dude,
I'm going to sue Universal Music Group. Every time Nicki plays a song and gets me demonetized, it's done by the hand of Universal Music Group. And Drake is suing Universal Music Group to try to force them to take down the song.
Oh, I mean, that's just, I actually was sitting there last night. Nothing was on. I had a long weekend. We had practice yesterday, and me and Charity got off work, and we're just sitting there just enjoying the night, right? And I was like, oh, the Grammys are on. So we actually sat there and watched a couple hours of it. And just seeing that live, I was like, I told her, I'm like, how do you live on the Grammys crowd is rocking out to you being a pedophile or being claimed to be a pedophile.
Say PDF file. That's the YouTube jargon, Steve. A PDF file.
Oh, fair enough. Okay. But it's just like, oh my God. Like
it's tough to come back to. Everybody in music is singing. But like, I mean, they just showed. I have the clip up, and it's like Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga.
Oh my God! Like sweet Taylor Swift and Beyonce, and it's just like, oh my God, dude! Like, imagine trying to do a performance now and be cool.
It's nothing.
Yeah, it's like, oh, there's Drake.
No, Steve. He's over in Australia saying there's a dress code. You cannot have anything, even in my concert. You can't get in the concert.
And Kendrick Lamar's about to do the halftime at the Super Bowl.
He said, I'm suing everybody. The one thing I can't have is a stadium in New Orleans going, A minor.
I mean, Not Like Us is now it's like a sports theme when like you want to, hey, yeah, that team's not like us, like that's the, like it's a.
I mean, look at the cutaways. The cutaways on all your sports events, guaranteed every game you watch for the next 4 months is going to have at least one commercial break playing that song.
One of the most memorable moments or screenshotted moments from this Louisville basketball season is Chucky Hepburn dancing to Not Like Us after that win in the Bahamas. Like everything, dude, is like, and you've heard diss tracks. Like, look, Back to Back was good, and it was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. He hit him hard, like that's tough, and that kind of ended that one.
The Meek Mill stuff.
Yeah, and it was like, all right, but it was still, that was just like you making fun of Meek Mill. This is like really serious accusations against you. This is saying like, do you know what they're going to do to you in prison, Drake? Like, that's what this rap song's saying. Like I'm like, this is terrible.
I was surprised he recovered from Pusha T.
It was only because I don't think. Well, for one, I'll give you credit too, because I'm pretty well versed in rap history and rap knowledge, but you brought me on to when this whole thing started, because I was like, oh, Drake's pretty good at beefs, and I remember you said it early. You were like, you might not want to fool around with Kendrick Lamar, and I was like, oh, okay, so I was waiting for it, and I remember Drake dropped this track, and I was like, oh, dude,
No, it's
got him.
why entertainers, you stay away from these hungry rap battlers. They will destroy. Like, don't listen. Stay away from him.
Yeah.
Like, listen. Go be Drake. Just go sing. Go dance. Go be nice. Stay away from these animal rappers. They'll chew you up and spit you out. And they're well versed in getting dirt. What's your movie? I shouldn't have said movie. I shouldn't have said your movie.
This better not be something like American History X or something.
See, it's close.
Okay, because I knew you was gonna. What's your
But
movie?
It was going towards Nikki the Boot.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The movie is called Sleepers. Right?
Okay.
And it takes place in Hell's Kitchen. And I was saying your movie, like maybe Nikki would be able to, to get into his memory box a little easier than one of us might be able to.
Okay.
So in the movie Sleepers, the guy just talks about Hell's Kitchen, and he's like, if you want to find dirt on anybody in the world, he's like, Hell's Kitchen had got all the information that nobody wants out there in the world. And anytime you want, like, if it's a politician, if it's anything, this guy's just come to. It's like this is the toilet bowl of dirt. You know what I'm saying? Just we got all the dirt. And those street rappers are like Hell's Kitchen guys. They will find out what you don't want found out.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get ugly. Speaking, do you know, Steve? Before we're jumping right back in it.
Okay.
Jalen, you know what his birthday wish was for himself?
What's that?
To try coffee for the first time, Steve.
God, he's such a kid.
He's never had coffee?
Boy, you've never had coffee?
She just said,
Jalen,
listen,
what's wrong with you?
We're going to meet Steve out, and Steve's going to get you some coffee.
God.
Like, get you. Look, what I drink's not. It's so funny. Louis is like a big coffee connoisseur, and he was in there. Him and Bob were in there the other day talking about like how like Ethiopian coffee beans are the best coffee. And like you should have saw their face. I ducked my head in and I said, do you both think Ethiopia has better coffee than Starbucks? And the look of disgust on both of their faces, like they both looked at me like, we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, right.
Like, and I just walked away.
That's
like,
so good of a joke that you can't live.
Yeah. I was like, are y'all kidding me?
Your comedic timing on that execution.
You're talking about Ethiopian beans when you could go down the street and get an iced caramel macchiato
like somebody killed
with
this man.
cold foam. Like, golly, but that's crazy. He's never had coffee.
And Steve, I almost fell out of my chair when he said, listen, he said, Dad, can I have this beer? I had one Corona in my refrigerator. Right?
Yeah.
I was like, absolutely. And I watched him open it awkwardly. So he's not used to having beer, obviously.
Well, no.
Yeah, just watching him with a bottle opener, part of me was like, that's what I missed.
Yep.
I didn't teach you to open bottles.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, sorry, son. I know it's too late, but
yeah.
Yeah,
You got to have something.
Okay. The last real quick one, Steve. Don't act like you're not going to miss Tyler Shuck.
He looks great. Does he not?
Nikki,
He looks great.
Have you peeked at Tyler Shuck at all across the internet, Nikki?
No, but I heard that he was balling out, and what was he in the Reese's Senior Bowl?
Quincy
or something.
Riley.
Yeah. I saw a couple of Quincy Riley highlights, but I didn't see any Tyler Shuck, but I heard he was balling.
Now, they're on a little different level because I'm telling you, Q Riley is making a name for himself. Like, he's going to end up being he's gained I mean, we're talking probably a second round, third round guy. Like,
whatever excuse they would have had not grabbing him early.
Yeah. He's going to be a super stud. And Tyler has kind of been like Quincy's kind of like the stud that is living up to the hype. Tyler is kind of like the dark horse that is living up to, that is shocking everybody.
Yeah, like, whoa.
It does. You asked me yesterday, though, Marcus.
Miller.
Because look, Marcus texted me the other day. How about this, Nick? Marcus texts me and says, what about Tyler Shuck? And I was like, Marcus, you think I give a crap about Tyler Shuck? Who the hell is Tyler Shuck? My quarterback is Miller Moss. I move on quickly.
Don't dwell on the X's.
Yeah. It's like, who's Tyler? Who? No, but it does make you go, all right, Miller. Like, Tyler might have been better than any of us even realized. Like, you start going back and looking at his highlights now throughout the season, and you're like,
it's the other element. You look at him, Nikki. He moved up 2 rounds with the simple way he handled a snap. If somebody because there's some team that thought they were gonna do the same thing. Who's my last year quarterback? Speaking of moving on quick, who was before Shuck?
Oh, Jack Plummer.
Jack Plummer messed around and snuck in the in the backside of the draft, or UDFA, got on Carolina. Just snuck in there, right? A team thought they were going to sneak and UDFA or back end Tyler Shuck. Nikki, he gets a bad snap, right? He gets a bad snap. Nikki, he catches it with one hand, almost fully extended to his right, catches the snap with one hand, and flips the ball all the way around in that same hand, not even touching it with the other hand. He flipped it all the way around to get his fingertips on the lines, to get him on the seams. His hands look so controlling, manipulating that ball. You're like, if he has an arm at that size and that dexterity with the biggest hands and of the quarterbacks.
Whoa.
There,
I'm watching this clip right now.
yeah,
Good Lord.
just something that little just says, do you like those are turnovers that don't happen in the snow because of his hand size. You know what I'm saying? Those are turnovers that don't happen in the rain. And again, if he runs, he's gonna run a little faster than we think. You're gonna see that he had, look, outside of the Notre Dame fumble, you're gonna see he had 100 yards total this season, and then you're gonna see him run. You're gonna like, wait a minute, he's not slow. He actually can run.
No, yeah, I think that's going to be a shocking thing. It's like, no, yeah, he can go, man.
Yeah,
like,
his running, his speed, his 40 time is going to be much more impressive than his rushing numbers say. And look, and I'm doing one of these. I'm looking down my glasses at Coach, like, whew. Coach, look, you're setting a high standard for the quarterback play here at Louisville.
or you're the man.
Or you're the man.
Or you're the man.
You're the man at spotting them, or you're the man at grooming them. Either way,
he's got a nice opportunity here with Miller Moss because when you think of quarterback gurus in college football, Jeff Brom and Lincoln Riley are two at the top. I mean, not the only two, but they are two up there. I mean, Lincoln Riley is 3 Heisman Trophy winners, 4 Heisman finalists. I mean, like he's got it going, and if Miller Moss struggled at USC and is a stud at Louisville, not that it means but just perception is reality sometimes. And it's like, man, I mean, that's going to be a nice little look for Jeff Brom, because they're going to keep talking about the USC transfer. He comes from USC, played for Lincoln Riley. Now here he is, and he's balling out at Louisville and he's playing well at Louisville, and I mean that's going to be a nice look.
100%. Yeah. Like I said, I'm going to have fun watching his reputation grow as a quarterback and just keep on growing, kind of outdoing himself. Okay, let's get back into this Georgia Tech for the last segment. Is there any individual takeaways? Do you feel like, because here's the thing, do you feel like a team had something that we weren't prepared for? Because like I said, you had the utmost respect for Stoudemire and his game plan and going to all switching. Do you think they were on to something, or you think it was more us if you just did a percentage?
I would put it 80-20. I mean, I give credit to their game plan. I think their game plan was good.
So 80% them?
No, 80% us. I just, I don't think you can look at that and say, I mean, listen, we're a better team at Georgia Tech. We catch Georgia Tech in Charlotte. I'm going to go up into that game, and I'm going to have my son with me, and we're going to walk into the Spectrum Center in Charlotte or Spectrum Arena, and I'm going to say, yes, I will probably win this game going away. I think we'll win this game big,
18.
Yeah. Like I'm not scared to play Georgia Tech, So, but I'm not going to act like they didn't have a good game plan either. So I think they deserve 20-25% of that. Like, no, you guys had it going, and I'll give them credit for fighting through that first half, because Louisville could have and should have probably blown that thing open in the first half.
A couple turnovers and they blow the doors off.
Yeah,
a couple turnovers.
Kudos for hanging around there, because that could have got ugly, and then it led to a dub for them in the second half.
They shot really, really good as well, Steve.
Oh, really?
But yeah, and I'm still like, how much of that is us just not. Again, I talked about it in the first half. Just that extra step, like Kenai Roos, he closes out violently, and they hit a three. Look, worst haircut in the universe. Hits a three late.
Yeah, that's terrible.
And again, I want to criticize constructively to Kenai on that play. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm a little mad at Kenai
For missing the dunk.
No, just you played double-digit minutes, only about 10 or 11 minutes, and you didn't log one stat. Now, I'm not an overall stat guy, like, 'cause I know, especially coaching, I'm like, hey, the guy that affected the game may not have been the guy with the stats. But Kenai's too talented to play 10 minutes in a game and not log
And you need him in this kind of game too.
You absolutely
need him. This is the spark that you get when, like I said, maybe Terrence misses a couple, free throws, or Chucky, they're kind of concentrating on Chucky. We need you out of we need Boubacar and you to be, to bring up the rear, if that's the best phrase I can say. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, you're talking. I mean, you only took 3 shots. 2 of them were threes. And
you got no more
points,
missed dunks.
No,
You got no more missed dunks either. I've seen the last one.
No, I'm with you on that. Yeah. I'm tired of missed dunks. I don't.
Yeah, if you can't.
I had a long talk with our freshman at Holy Cross the other day about that.
What?
Like
Just rim checks. Just no.
You're too good. You're too good.
Yeah, if you're not sure you can dunk this basketball, you put it on the glass.
Yeah.
Put it on the glass. I don't want to see any finger rolls. I don't want to see it almost reaching, almost. Nope. And again, that closeout was a microcosm. Like I said, these are the 2 takeaways of us that when I want to get mad and better way to say it, when I want to have the highest expectations of my team. When I want to go there, when I want to say the team that wins out does this, I'm going to say, hey guys, and I'll start with the second one first. Like those closeouts where Kenai Roos is usually flying out there, committed, like the choppy feet where he doesn't even mind getting crossed up. He just didn't look violent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't look violent on the screen and rolls. Just that, like I said, just that. It's hard to see, but you can see it. It's just that extra step they didn't have. That was one thing on the violence of the closeout. The other thing, again, Davenport is probably the only person that I heard just go off about I got an and one against Kentucky, and he was like, why not make the extra pass?
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah, I could have. But this is going to result in 3 points.
Steve, we were in the film. I thought they were getting ready to give me my props. I put dude on my hip. And again, this is against UK. And there's a trailer behind me. But I got him on my hip. Why risk it?
You sound like you sound like your PTSD there sounds like me in practice with Coach Lieberman. Somebody makes a play and I'm like, I always it's funny. I probably look like a child. I always look over at him first. I never just good play. I feel like as soon as I do, he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, yeah. Jackass.
Yeah, no.
What are you doing?
No, listen. We were in film, Steve, and he says, why not make the extra pass? Why not make the extra pass? And I'm like, because I want it.
Yeah,
but
no, coach.
But you end up watching it over and over again, and then I have to come to grips with my and one or Alex breaking the rim or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I can say, okay.
Yeah, well, mine's worth 3, his is worth 2. So,
but a Freedom Hall dunk is worth 3.
No.
Kind of.
2 points, 2 points.
2.5.
Off the glass.
Let's take our last commercial break. Last reset. Unless do we got anything on deck, Nikki?
Gary Parrish is going to join at 1:15, and then we got Dan Meskey Prester at 1:30 over on the V Show.
The V Show lineup. Come on. Last commercial break.
Hey, we're going to take a break, Nick, unless you got anything. Like, is there something on the phone lines? He proceeds to give us the V Show rundown.
Yeah, basically. I thought that's what you guys were wondering. But no, I forgot. You guys listen to Eisen, so it's fine.
Quick. Actually, it's Colin. Quick commercial break. No, actually, what's the other guy?
No, we don't have Rome anymore. We don't have Rome anymore.
Oh, is he done?
Yeah, it's Rich Eisen.
I didn't know
It is.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? 939 DeVille.
Main Street is calling your name. Down One Bourbon Bar is ready to be your lunchtime or happy hour destination. Located right next to the KFC Yum Center and one of the hottest spots on the Urban Bourbon Trip, Down One is the perfect place to kick back before the big game or concert. We're here to prove that what tacos can't cure, whiskey will.
We are right in the heart of winter, so it's time to ask yourself if your heating system can make it to spring. So if you have any issue with your heat, or if you know it's time for a new system, then you need to call DFH Company today. Now until January 31st, when you buy a complete Train system, receive 18-month special financing. It's hard to stop a Train, so call DFH Company today at 968-6222 or look them up online at dfhcompany.com. Visit dfhcompany.com for complete program eligibility, dates, details, and restrictions. Subject to credit approval.
Sure, flowers and chocolates are okay, but an insanely clean home from Zero Res Carpet Cleaning is sure to impress your loved one. Only Zero Res uses ZR water to clean your carpets and other surfaces without harsh chemicals. To make things sweeter, they leave zero residue, so your carpets stay cleaner longer. And from now until Valentine's Day, get 2 rooms cleaned for $109, and you'll get 2 other rooms cleaned for free. So call and mention ESPN Louisville or book online at ZeroResLouisville.com. ZeroResLouisville.com.
Your home is your fortress, and your first line of defense is your roof. So if your roof is under attack by either Mother Nature or Father Time, you should be calling Citadel Roofing and Construction. Citadel Roofing and Construction is locally owned and operated, will provide free inspections, estimates, and of course they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today.
Hey, it's Steve Rummage here. You've probably heard all about the new regulations that have hit the real estate market, making the process more complex than ever. And if you're not working with the right real estate agent professional, you could find yourself out of bounds fast. That's why it's more important than ever to work with someone who has proven their expertise. Like my good friend Josh Jarbo. Josh was recently inducted into the RE/MAX Hall of Fame and named one of Louisville's 40 under 40. This guy knows the game inside and out. Josh and the team at RE/MAX Empire are the seasoned pros you want on your side. They know how to navigate the market, make the right calls, and get you the best deal every time. So don't let a cut-rate agent make a rookie mistake and fumble your financial future. Whether you're buying, selling, or just need some mortgage advice, these are the folks you want in your corner. So here's the play. Call Josh Jarbo, 502-216-7590, or check him out online at joshjarbo.remaxempireky.com. And here's a special offer just for you guys. Mention you heard it right here on 93.9 The Ville, and you're going to receive up to a $5,000 seller's credit. I'll leave you with this. Top-notch service might seem expensive, but poor service can cost you a fortune. Don't settle for less than the best.
Josh Jarbo, principal broker owner of RE/MAX Empire and co-founder of Modern Mortgage A to Z, NMLS number 2256125. Each office is independently owned and operated. Modern Mortgage A to Z is an equal house lender.
Most people don't put much thought into the value of a reliable water or sewage pump until they have to. Well, I have a team that never stops thinking about it. Kentuckiana Pump Sales. With over 35 years of experience, Kentuckiana Pump Sales, a premier Ashland pump shop, includes sump, sewage, grinder pumps, and many more to service all residential, municipal, commercial, and industrial needs. Next time you think about pumps, think Kentuckiana Pump Sales, 3303 Industrial Parkway, Jeffersonville, Indiana, or visit KentuckianaPumps.com.
Yeah, what's up?
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. With
How
every
bad
nail-biting overtime
was
win,
that I Show
breakaway,
Speed
kick six,
spear that he
three-point
took
shot,
from Ron
underdog
Breaker?
win, buzzer beater,
I thought he was dead.
shootout, walk-off,
Oh my
and
God.
absolutely every play in between.
I show speed. I mean,
amazing.
good
From
athletic
football to
kid. Don't get me
basketball
wrong, but he's
and
built like a
baseball.
stick.
Whatever the
And-
moment, it's never ordinary.
I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he
Gambling
broke a rib or two.
Call
Like, that
1-800-GAMBLER.
was
18
that was
must be physically
brutal.
located in Kentucky.
Think you know sports? Check
Triple
out
H, like, in
ProfitShares.com,
the
where you can
presser
test your
afterwards
knowledge
was
with
like,
free-to-play
"Yep, sorry,
prediction
Speed.
contests
Sorry,
and
Speed."
markets. That's right,
Never
free
seen
to
somebody hit
play
that hard.
with prizes available to those that know their stuff. And now you can team up with your fellow players to raise money for your selected charity and collegiate NIL fund. Each month, Profit Shares will make cash donations to the charity and NIL collective whose virtual teams perform the best. Ready to make a difference while having fun? Head to ProfitShares.com today. That's ProfitShares.com. Predictions that change the game.
Hey, Cards fans. Do you or a loved one suffer from gout? Gout is a very painful form of arthritis that can also lead to kidney and heart disease. I bet you didn't know there's now a Gout Center of Excellence right here in Louisville. They use the most up-to-date clinical guidelines and FDA-approved treatments to get you relief fast. If you have gout, be sure to call the Gout Center of Excellence at 502-719-2472.
All right, coming back.
Or visit them online at ralouisville.com. And be sure to tell them Marcus sent you.
Hello, this is Dan McDonald, head baseball coach at the University of Louisville. You are listening to the home of Cardinal baseball on 93.9 The Ville.
And of course, they'll work with your insurance. Did I also mention their A+ rating with a Better Business Bureau? Let Citadel Roofing and Construction protect the roof that protects you by calling 502-219-7964 today. Bow ties on Georgia Tech, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, I tweeted this out not too long after the game, and it's kind of my overall feeling of it. It was just, look, tricky game. Move on, learn from it, and let's keep going. That's kind of my overall feeling. I mean, you knew we were going to lose some games. Now, does it put a little more emphasis? I mean, obviously, you can't let it beat you twice.
Right.
Because if you turn around and lose to Boston College or something, now we're having a different conversation. Now we're going, oh, you guys don't want to run into a room here because, I mean, where you botch this down the stretch because, I mean, it's not – while the ACC is one of the lighter of some of the than the SEC or the Big Ten, but let's not act like you're not coming down the stretch here and you're going to play Boston College and Miami, but then you're going to go to NC State. You're going to go to Notre Dame. You got Florida State coming in here. Like, it's not just gimme games.
Yes, no
it's teams you're better than, but it's not gimme games. They're better than Georgia Tech. And, like, you're going to be playing some of these teams. And, it to me, it puts a little more emphasis. I mean, it's another loss. Now you're at 6. But if you get back on track, you win these things. And I'm not saying you can't lose again for the rest of the year. I mean, I expect them probably to lose another game this year. Like, I'll be honest with you. Somebody's going to play well. And they're just going to beat. Georgia Tech played well. I mean, it wasn't all Georgia Tech, but, I mean, there was enough there that you have enough expectations for this team. But, I mean, Stanford's a good team. Pitt, you guys still got Pitt at home. I mean, Cal's not the worst team on planet Earth, you know. I mean, so it's just you're gonna the margin for error slips a little, but just get back on track. You know, go win the next two, and then we're sitting here going, okay, let's keep rolling. Now, how will it affect them in the ranking? We'll see. They fell in the net about 4 spots or so. They fell down to like 29 or 30. You know, that stinks, but it wasn't a terrible fall, and that one means more than the rankings. I kind of think they'll still be ranked today around 25,
24.
Yeah, and they may not. They may put them out. You know, I mean that's fine. You know, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough answer because it's almost one of those answers that it's like, well, we'll see what it means. You know, like I said, they lose one of the next couple games. You're like, well, it's a big deal. They don't, and they get it rolling a little bit, and you're like, okay, it's not really a huge deal in the big scheme of things here. But it does give you a second conference loss too, you know, when you're talking about a double bye. So,
yeah, my takeaway is let's get back to our ball movement.
Yeah,
and our ball movement and our urgency. This is just a good tape to just show you guys played hard. You played really hard, but it was the detail, it was the urgency that we've gotten from you. It was the extra step of execution, the extra pass.
That's where you sound like you're in our practices. You sound just like Coach Lieberman. We had that conversation yesterday. It was like playing hard's a given. Like you play hard.
It's tough.
Yeah, but urgency and desperation is not a given.
And again,
that's something you got to do.
Make no mistake about it, y'all. Being out of the physically gifted department, you guys can't play basketball without the extra step. Y'all can't win. You know, like you can't win without the super unselfish play. You know,
did Saturday remind even us of that a little bit? When a team's on a 10-game win streak and they're beating good teams, like, I mean, it hadn't just been nobodies they've been rolling through. I think there's a little bit of us that's like, oh, you know, they might win the whole thing, or they may never. This team just don't lose, and then you are kind of reminded, like, no, this team does. There are things this team has to do in order to win games.
Yeah, the extra.
Yeah.
But this is Coach Kelsey's philosophy as far as, you know, the attitude and that'll beat the talent every time, you know, like, but you have to have that full commitment to the detailed attitude, which they on the 10-game winning streak they have had. And again,
absolutely,
it's not even criticism. It's not even critique. This is just this is when, you know, in the weight room, when you just don't think you got 3 more in you and you find 3 more in you.
Yep.
You know, it's not like you're giving me effort. You're just your mental championship effort. Which is like I said, Hadley, God, if I could give him his younger legs, you know, like I can tell he played a lot of basketball. He just doesn't have that pop, you know, on his alley-oop, you know.
Sure.
You know, just like those little things that other, you know, listen, that the way that guy blew around Chucky Hepburn on the baseline and punched it. He dunked that ball really good. He had really good legs after he got around. I've never seen Chucky get beat like that to the baseline. Never.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he got an early foul and maybe that, you know, he could tell. Like, I'm sure Chucky can tell if the scouting report is, let's try to get him in foul trouble. You know?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and they're
and yeah, truth be told, I'd rather him give up that one than hit him out of bounds. And listen, these guards, like I said, these guards can go. These weren't just some chump guards, you know.
No, they were athletic. I mean, you could tell that. I mean, in the first segment of the game, I mean, they were
And
they were up and down.
Nathan George, he could get to any spot on the court. It's like,
Yeah.
a guard with a pull up is this, it's just tough. It's just tough. The mid range game is damn near dead, but if a guy hangs on to it, whew.
Did we miss Noah Waterman in any place? Like, of course, yes.
I feel like
but
a couple of those balls that usually get tipped out from on the defense, I felt like Georgia Tech got some offensive rebounds that Noah Waterman would have put his body and cleared out the extra guy or something.
Yeah.
Like instead of maybe we had two people sell out on the block, instead of kind of stand put.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, really, that's not been talked about. I mean, you're talking about a starter that's been out for us the last 4 games or so. I mean, like, and that's what I say. When I ask that, of course not having Noah Waterman, there's places it hurts, but it's like, was there I'm trying to ask myself, like, out loud, was there any place Saturday that I was like, with him, that could have been different? Because when you said Chucky getting beat baseline, I was just like, maybe Noah being a little more physical than James, maybe, under there, something.
We might have just missed a more active James Scott.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here's the thing. I would also, and this is the last thing I'll say, and you carry home if you got something to add.
Okay.
James, you don't have the best hands in the world. You have to have your hands up in front of you, ready. Just that in that catchable position. Because a couple times guys went to the basket, and I'm looking, waiting for that dump off. I see Terrence Edwards going to the basket, and James' hands just don't look like they want the ball. Like he's ready to catch it off the rim if if Terrence Edwards Jr. shoots it, but his hands aren't ready for a quick pass. So that would be one thing I would just work on. Today and then shoot around. Just, hey, when somebody's driving to the basket, you get your hands out in front of you, give them a pocket, or like I said, it's really simple, it's really fundamental, it's really corny, but that'll be the difference between you catching the ball cleanly, where they expect it, and and it just being an alley-oop where you can just catch it, dunk it every time. So that's just, like I said, that's fun to like nitpick when I'm confident, when I'm positive that my team is going to, learn from this, and I'm confident about my team. It's fun to just nitpick because it's like, okay, this is stuff we know we can fix in 48 hours.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of where I was at. I just didn't see anything
egregious
that made me think, oh my God, like, how are we going to get around this?
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to fix this? So with that, you just kind of, look, you pick up your bootstraps and you move on, kind of one of those things. Listen, if that, speaking of that, if that's you and you're around there right now and you're the new year is here and we're getting around Valentine's Day, and next thing you know, spring's going to be here. And you know what spring brings? A lot of cleaning, a lot of getting things together. I talked about in the winter closing pools. Well, now you're going to be opening pools. You're going to be doing a lot of things that you don't normally do. And if you're like, man, I could use a nice boost during that time, go see my friends over at Tri-State Men's Health. Get over there, check them out. Listen, if it's energy you need, they can take care of you. If it's weight loss, or if it's 50% of, if you're like one of 50% of men over the age of 50 dealing with erectile dysfunction, especially with, look, Valentine's, love's in the air around the time, get over there and check them out, man. Give them that'd be a real special gift. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, get over there. They've got 6 locations, man. They're in Cincinnati, Dayton, Columbus, they're in Louisville, they're in Northern Kentucky, all those things, man. Anywhere you're at, you can get to one of those places. You're going to go in, it's going to be a quick appointment. They're going to take your blood, and then they're going to put together a package that is for you, whatever it is that you need. So get over there, call them, 1-800-900-9654. Get over to Tri-State Men's Health, take their low T quiz, 10 questions. It'll take you about 2 minutes, yes or no answers. But most importantly, tell them you heard them right here on 93.9 The Ville.
That'll do it, Nikki. Get us on out of here. Any rundown on the V Show?
I swear to God, now he's going to be like, no, we don't have any calls. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no. We got Eric Crawford joining us. We got Gary Parrish. We got press conference coming up with introducing Dan Meskey as the new head coach of U of L volleyball. We have Menage Montage, courtesy of our friends at Spring Street Bar and Grill. So yeah, we got a loaded show coming up to you noon to 3 over on 680.
You sound pretty
Tune in.
confident.
By all means, tune in. Tune in, please. This is a good one. This is sneaky a good one.
You really sold me.
Well, you should. Well, I mean, you're listening to Eisen anyway. You guys aren't who I'm talking to. Like,
Well, hit that music then.
You stop that.
Never. As always, 8150-939 is always the number. 3831-939 is always the text line. The YouTube channel is made for the bill. Middays Marks, baby, 99 the bill.
good shit, boys. Thanks.
Appreciate you.
Hey, Card fans, attorney Sam Aguirre here, proud partner of U of L Athletics and ESPN Radio.